Good morning. Couple of losers yesterday. Can't pick 200 to 1 winners every week, I'm afraid. Let's have a look at some of yesterday's key matches. Any trading angles? Well, not really in the Premier League. Brighton and Aston Villa, it's a dead rubber for Brighton. Aston Villa pre-European club competition. They did actually score as well. That was disallowed. Could have laid the draw second half, but for me, not for me. London Derby and Liverpool-Tottenham. Yes, if Tottenham had scored first, I would have been interested here. But no, very, very solid display from the Reds. All too little, all too late. But Tottenham's Champions League is diminishing week by week. This was our first loser, but it was a slight profit in the +1 market. So as you can see there, how did I make a profit when Union Berlin were never in the lead at any stage? Well, good question. Let's have a look at how the game progressed to get an idea. This was an assumption on my part for live streamers that odds-on favourite Union Berlin would continue their 100% unbeaten record when odds-on at home. That was our first angle in at 0-2. Then it became 0-3. We were in a spot of bother. At 1-3, I topped up in the +1 market. I backed Union Berlin +1 at 14s in the +1 market. And at 2-3, present yourself with a green up profit, because we were averaging down our exit. So increasing Union Berlin, back, getting involved with Union Berlin yet again at 1-3, at 14s, allowed us an opportunity to create a profit at the 2-3 and not wait. This is the difference between going match odds and going +1. With match odds, you were stuck. Okay? +1, you can get out. So do remember that. I prefer this market. If the odds are there, I would stop at +1. +1 covers the draw, and it can also give you this opportunity to average up. And then if you get that goal that you're seeking, even though they don't win or have never led at any stage in a match, you do get an opportunity to cash out for a profit. So that was excellent stuff. Bayern Leverkusen continue to win. Well, respect to them for that. They don't need to win at all. Mainz, well, reverting back to type, I'm afraid. Where's that second goal? Needed to win. You look at the standings. They are in a spot of bother. Heidenheim, top 10 now. But Mainz, they will need to start getting some wins together. Those 3 consecutive draws have ended that really solid performance of 2 consecutive 4-goal wins. They have to get back to winning ways now. Otherwise, they might be stuck. But they are in the relegation playoff places, so they do have another swing of the bat before the season has ended. Cagliari and Lecce, arguably you could have taken on the Cagliari lead and the Cagliari red card. I didn't see any response from Lecce as far as the in-play stats were concerned, so I missed out on that opportunity for a 1-1. Empoli and Frosinone, I laid the draw at 1.25 and lower because these two are in relegation trouble. 'Twas not to be. AC Milan and Genoa, this is a dead rubber for AC Milan. So no wonder Genoa were well up for this fight. But if you did trade, you would have got a lead for AC Milan at some point. As you can see, they're guaranteed their Champions League place. They can't be caught. As to Genoa, where are they? Right in mid-table mediocrity, so they're safe. Dead rubber, effectively. Do be careful at this stage of the season with dead rubbers. You did get a possibility of a play here with the Genoa lead. Care of a penalty. AC Milan in-play stats were emphatic. Thoroughly deserved that equaliser. But then suddenly, as befits a dead rubber, we get all sorts of strange results. But on 2 occasions, Genoa led. 2 occasions, we got the equaliser and even a lead. You could have cashed out at this lead not expecting a 3-3 late on with an own goal. Exciting match, dead rubber though. Very little to interest these. This was a Derby-style match. I don't like playing Derby-style matches. We'll see a couple of Derby-style matches today. The playoffs in the lower tiers. PSV, Sparta Rotterdam did score first. This was all done and dusted pretty much. Well, loads of goals in the first half. Absolutely superb from PSV Eindhoven. Feyenoord, well, old Arne Slot, not a name many people knew till a couple of weeks ago. Slotted home 5 goals for Feyenoord. But the Premier League is not the Mickey Mouse Eredivisie, so I wonder if it'll be a correct move for Liverpool, signing someone from a weak league. Quite simply, Feyenoord dominate. It's like Paris Saint-Germain, France, Feyenoord, Ajax, PSV dominating. La Liga, not much doing for me yesterday, although Celta Vigo did make sure that red card was punished by Villarreal with a 3-2 win. So you could have got involved in that. Don't forget, red cards do change games. I would have got involved here, laying over 1.5 goals. Back Rayo Vallecano +1. That would have got out with a break even. So those were the main fixtures yesterday. We did lay Lask Linz 0-2 up in the live stream, giving Klagenfurt's ability to score 2+ goals in the last couple of matches, and that famous win against Red Bull Salzburg, which we profited from well, as you can see. 6 goals in 2 matches. They might have a comeback in them. It's low liability, so you might as well have a go. Hajduk Split 0-1. Again, this is why I love insurance. You'd have got out with a break even here. So don't forget your insurance premium. Well, Italian Serie B excited us yesterday. We did target 3 matches for the draws to end in the second half, because this is the second to last match. So these sides want to line up well for the last match of the season. We took on the draw here, Venezia, Ternana and Como. Como was the only side to fail us yesterday. Why did we look at Como? Well, it was all dependent on this squabble they're having with Venezia for that automatic promotion place in second. Venezia winning, Como drawing brings this into the final match of the season. If Venezia win and Como draw or lose, Venezia will take that precious automatic promotion spot. That's why I laid the draw there. We got 2 out of 3 yesterday, so it's effectively a break even, but it's the kind of tactics I like using. Last matches or second to last matches of the season, they're all kicking off at the same time. We must use the live standings facility here, which changes league position as goals come in, and then work on need. Venezia had to win, as you know, that clash with Como. Ternana and Catanzaro, both of these sides had plenty to play for. That's why I laid the draw second half there. Norwegian Elite Serien, we did lay the draw second half. Bodo Glimt just limping across the line with the 1-0 win. And this is a problem early season. This is the problem we have. Early season, form lines aren't set up yet. They're not fully developed. So we can get the odd shock result. Look at that Molde loss to Sandefjord, for example. An emphatic win by Sandefjord as well. Not in keeping with a 4.75 quote. We're going to pick up the odd shock result early season because there's no form lines to work off at all. But we got it all right there. Bodo Glimt laid the draw. They scored first. Draw odds rise. Simple later back trade. Oh, we could have made a huge profit here yesterday. And I'm ruining not passing this on. An own goal opens the scoring for Kilmarnock. Then they get red carded. We should have got involved in a half-time market, particularly late. I had the half-time market open. I was looking at 1.05 for Kilmarnock. And look at this. 53rd minute equaliser. 1.05. That's £5 liability. Creates £100 profit. Ouch. As far as any value second half, well, laying the draw odds would be far too high. I did recommend in the live stream 3-1 any other home score. We've got any other home score, but the odds were not compelling. But having said that, it's a profit if you got involved with that. But the red card, I'm afraid, knocks all of the value out of the market in that case, which is a pity. We're heading off to Sweden. And one of our losses yesterday could have been avoided. And it's just a reminder to you of getting involved early season if we can get past these Spaniards. Elfsborg and Malmo. Problems. And had I done the research, because it's a bit young in the season for me to start researching, but had I done the research, this is what I would have picked up. Elfsborg have scored 3 goals at home on 2 occasions in a row against Malmo. 1. 2. These 2 sides were the only 2 sides last season to finish above 60 points. 3. Elfsborg have scored 2 goals in each of the last 2 matches prior to this one. So I spelt this all out for you in the live stream and on Telegram. There is a possibility that Elfsborg would score that second goal. So this was a loss. Even with that goal from Malmo, we couldn't get out of this one at all. Had I been alive to it, I would have taken on that Auga Elysium first set win in the tennis. Why? His last 2 matches were walkovers under retirement. So he's not really there on merit. Rublev is there on merit. So I would have certainly taken on this Auga Elysium first service win. I had this match targeted all day, but I'm afraid the football took over. If you just look at his previous matches, he's very, very, very lucky to be here, the French man. And Rublev is in the form of his life at the moment. That was a walkover, and against Jannik Sinner. He probably wouldn't have got past Jannik Sinner, I would suggest. But Jannik Sinner, obviously, he withdrew for some reason. So that was one. I was ruining not getting involved there. So let's have a look at today's football. It's my day off today, and it looks like it's a correctly chosen day, apart from Serie A, which looks very readable. Crystal Palace under the new manager, scoring for fun, and are actual favourite today against Manchester United. What a change in fortunes. Amazing stuff. I don't think Manchester United can breach the top 6 yet. Well, they can. For the win today, they will take on that 6th place. They've got the game in hand over Newcastle. Win today, add 3 points to that, 57. Plenty of motivation, therefore, for Manchester United to get into at least a European berth. Crystal Palace, this season is over, but I think under the new manager, they want to keep this going. A 1-0 win against Liverpool, 5-2 win against West Ham, 2-0 win against Newcastle, and a 1-1 draw against Fulham. Look at the home scores. Really solid stuff. 7 goals scored in 2 home matches. This is going to be a fascinating match this evening. As ever with Manchester United, you don't know which one turns up under Den Haag. So I will leave that one alone. In Italian Serie A, it looks an obvious play for Atalanta today against the Salernitana, already relegated. Note, Udinese have a new manager, Fabio Cannavaro, the World Cup winner. So they're going to put it up to Napoli today. They've got to shake off this draw sequence they keep having. They had a draw against Bologna, Udinese, but Napoli might just be that little bit too good for them today. This is what I was inferring earlier on about derby-style matches. League 2 playoffs. Absolutely no way to attack these. Look at the market. They've put their hands up. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.63 the favourite. Warning signs that these are incredibly tough to read. The Oxford-Peterborough playoff went to 1-0. So that lurched to nervy under 1.5 goals. But the one prior to that was a 1-3, I think. So which way are you going to go? Ordinarily in these playoffs, I would play the nervous element and back the 0-0 at its highest point pre-match and hope we get to half-time with a 0-0. But Totally imponderable. I'm afraid I won't be trading English League Two. I have provided you with a little bit of research, but it's academic, really. It's very tough to call. Those of you who like over 2.5 goals, well, you've got the Premier League 2 and the Professional Development League. Tend to be absolute avalanches of goals in these leagues. So if we can suss out an over 2.5 goal angle, my only real angle for over 2.5 goals would be to look for goals before half time. That would get the odds moving. Or if it's 0-0 at half time, you might want to back overs in the second half if you're expecting overs. It's all dependent on the shots on and off target, of course, as well. Irish Premier Division, Irish First Division, it's still a little young in the league for me to do research, but once the Elite Leagues start finishing, we will be getting on to Ireland, Norway, Sweden and Finland with proper research. Tough coupon today, but Shamrock Rovers, strong favourites, deservingly as well. Derry City, odds on. Cork City, I think they were relegated, weren't they, from the top flight? And UCD Dublin. It used to be in the old days Cork City versus Dundalk for the title, but not so anymore. So all of the rest of these are tough to call. You can have a look at the standings. We'll give you an idea of who's where. Cork City top of the league so far after 13 matches. So once we get the Elite Leagues finished, we will be transferring to Ireland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, etc. Maccabi Tel Aviv, strong favourites in the Championship group at 6:15, could be worth following. And that's about it. Japanese J1 League is kicking off at the moment. I know Sean Bird was asking me about the Japanese J1 League, and I was telling him if you get your previews, which you should be getting pre-match, I don't think Japan will be covered. You'll see these eyes at Soccerway. That will tell you there's a preview. So if you go to the Japanese J League, you've got your previews here. So that's something to note for Sean. Now, if you've got previews here as well, the previews will come pre-match. You don't have them here. So you'll have to rely on the previews here. I'm not going to be researching Japanese J League, I'm afraid. But you can do it yourself. If you get these previews come up, sometimes they don't appear in these lesser leagues. But normally when you've got that eye, it suggests there is some element of research. You've only got the pre-game facts at the moment. But I think it's because it's kicked off that the research has gone. So that's something for you to think about. Tennis-wise today, I think they're heading off to Rome. Beautiful city. Yeah, qualification today, so I wouldn't be getting involved with qualification, but you'll note some absolute standouts. Thanasi Kokkinakis, mate. Struth, mate. Where's my tennis racket, mate? Where's my strides? Thanasi Kokkinakis, mate. Now, he's the absolute standout today at 9 a.m. Christian Gara as well, but Kukushkin, it's a tough nut to crack. Diego Schwartzman as well. There's some big names in these qualifiers. That's for sure. Taro Daniel. Thiago Montero. So some really big names. Van der Schlup. Richard Gasquet. Correa. Maxwell Martinet. So some real... And Nakashima. I've liked following Nakashima. He's been a good trading vehicle. And the ladies as well. Hilary Dart. 180. So, well-known name. Andreeva. So, some familiar names. We don't normally see household names in these qualifiers. Heather Watson from Guernsey. So, it could be worth following. Early kickoffs. But that's the absolute ideal match I would look for in the future. Wow. What a killer. Have a great day today. You won't be hearing from me on Telegram. It's day off today after putting in a lot of hours for you over Saturday and Sunday. We're heading back into Champions League second leg tomorrow. It would help if I go to the soccer. Second legs tomorrow. PSG and Dortmund. Dortmund hold the lead coming into this for that emphatic win at the weekend, which I didn't expect. They didn't need to win. Paris Saint-Germain, likely they get Kylian Mbappe all wound up for this one. We've got a Real Madrid Bayern Munich match. Both of these sides, well, Bayern Munich losing at the weekend. Again, they don't need to win. Club Brugge and Fiorentina, both sides scoring 2 goals in their opener. Similar story here. Plenty to play for. But again, these are like derby-style matches for me. They're very, very tough to read and to play. Both sides are here by merit, aren't they? And it's very hard to gauge these sides as well. But Bayer Leverkusen at home, with that current form under Alonso, Roma under Daniele De Rossi, going to find that them a tough nut to crack. So have a great Monday. Day off for me. See you again for the Champions League tomorrow.